Today we're going to continue our study of the Cold War time period. Yesterday, we learned that the Cold War was a rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union wanted to spread communism to other countries. We remember that communism is when the government controls everything. The government controls businesses, the government controls property. The people do not have the freedom to control and to own those things. The United States wanted to stop the spread of communism or contain it. They did not want it to spread. Although the United States and the Soviet Union never fought any physical battles or any wars between the two countries, there were other wars that happened during this time period, and communism played a part in those wars. Today, we're going to take a look at the Korean War. We're going to see how the Korean War started and the role that communism played in this war. Let's start by finding where Korea is located on the map. Over here to the left, we have the United States. And as we move to the right, we see Europe, and then we move into Asia. Korea is located here on the eastern part of Asia, near China, and a little bit near Russia. Over here, we see Korea, and we see the two sections of Korea. We see a section North Korea and the section South Korea. During this time, the northern part of Korea wanted to have a communist government, whereas South Korea did not. South Korea wanted to have a democracy so people could have freedom. This is going to create a conflict because we can't have two different types of government if we're going to have this one country of Korea. The communist government in North Korea decided to invade South Korea. So they attacked South Korea because they wanted to unite Korea together to have just one communist country and have one communist government. Of course, South Korea is then going to have to fight back because South Korea does not want to have a communist government. South Korea wants to have a democracy. At this point, we're going to have to pause. Remember, the United States wants to contain communism. It doesn't want communism to spread. So if North Korea is attacking South Korea, they want to spread communism. And if North Korea wins, then Korea is going to become a communist country. At this time, the United States has a decision to make. Should the United States become involved in the Korean conflict? Should the United States become involved and help South Korea fight against North Korea and stop the spread of communism? To finish today, before we move on to the rest of the Korean conflict, you guys are going to consider whether the United States should become involved in the Korean conflict. You'll have two questions to respond to. Your first question says, why should the United States become involved in the Korean conflict? What would be some benefits of them becoming involved? On your second question, you'll consider, why should the United States stay out of the Korean conflict? So why shouldn't they join this war? For each of your questions, you should have two complete sentences to respond. Tomorrow, we're going to pick back up with the Korean conflict and see what the United States decided to do.